More forensic evidence filled testimony today in the ongoing appeal hearing for Rodney Reed. His defense team is trying to prove to a judge why they believe he deserves a new trial.
His case gained national attention after he was sentenced to death for the murder of Stacey Stites back in 1996. KXAN's Avery Travis has more on who took the stand today there in Bastrop.
Yes, we're hearing from a mixture of expert testimony as well as personal accounts from people who say they interacted with the victim, Stacey Stites, with her fiance, Jimmy Fennell, and with Rodney Reed himself. One of those witnesses says he overheard a fight in the apartment above that actually had to do with Fennell and Stites. Another witness testified to seeing a fight between that couple in the parking lot of the HEB where she worked, and he overheard Fennell using a string of profanities against Stacey. The last witness we just heard actually says that Stacey confessed to her to having an affair. But the bulk of the testimony today was actually that expert testimony that I spoke about. That came from the second forensic pathologist to testify in this case, Dr. Gregory Davis. He called into court from a virtual call from Kentucky. He says he reviewed the case and disagreed with some of the conclusions of the original medical examiner in the 1998 trial. He said particularly he disagreed with details about Stites' time of death and the length of time sperm can remain in someone's body. He told the court those findings here just don't make sense to me. But he did acknowledge that other pathologists could disagree. And that is a point that Stacey's family, the victim's family, says is really important to point out. They pointed it out yesterday after hearing from the first forensic pathologist in this case.
I do understand the opinion of Dr. Baker, but it is just that, it's an opinion.
As for cross-examination, the prosecution objected several times to these witness testimonies, calling them hearsay or rumors, the legal term for rumors. They also were asking those witnesses whether media coverage over the years of this case has colored or altered their account. Now, we also wanted to point out that the judge said he would be making his decisions on what would be admissible evidence, what would be admitted into the record. He'd be making those decisions as they come and using his judgment, but at one point he did tell the defense that he thought some statements were going too far. We're going to continue to follow it here in Bastrop, but for now, reporting live, Avery Travis, KXAN News.
Avery, thank you. The original medical examiner in this case was Dr. Robert Bayardo. In 2012, he recanted some critical points of his autopsy of Stacey Stites. Dr. Bayardo was also the subject of a KXAN investigation called Body of Evidence. Our investigation found that as chief medical examiner for Travis County, Bayardo performed double and sometimes nearly triple the nationally recommended number of examinations per year. Unique financial arrangements netted him millions of dollars in extra payments, and experts say they may have contributed to critical missteps in high-profile murder cases. You'll find the link to our investigation in Avery's story at kxan.com.